But DK Metcalf has arrived. And I think he is the second coming of Megatron. Megatron 2.0. That's who he is to me.
You know, we're still counting votes to see who's going to be the next president, but the votes are in. DK Metcalf, hands down, the number one receiver in the NFL, coming off a game where the Seahawks put a beat down on our hated rival, the 49ers. Our defense started looking like the defense we want. Rod, how you doing, man? How you feeling about the Seahawk team?
Listen, I'm excited. I'm as excited as Stephen A. Smith. That's high praise coming from Stephen A. Smith, who, as we both know, can bloviate with the best of them, but is also a critic who calls them as he sees them. And that's what I've always respected about him. Yeah. So at times, we both know he gets just extra loud to kind of shout over people. But my point is, Megatron 2.0 is high praise coming from one Stephen A. Smith. And they're an exciting football team to watch. And what I think we saw a preview of with Bobby Wagner playing probably the game of his career. Okay, really. And when you think about it, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah.
I believe he might have either got wind of that column that Jim Moore wrote, that op-ed that alluded to Jim Moore not believing that the plumber was earning his money. And that was just last week, man.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly within the last 10 days.
That made him angry. That made him angry.
I'm telling you right now, I was thinking if I'm the plumber, my festivity level is elevated because that is a cold bowl of chili to serve me as hard as I have worked on this football team.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you know what? Anybody who watched that game, he played angry. He looked mean. And, of course, this is the Bobby we want, man. He had 2 sacks, 12 tackles, 3 for a loss. And, he was just all over the place, making stops. He was a man possessed, and he led that defense to a level of play we haven't seen this season. And, boy, nothing but hope and optimism going forward if this is what we're going to get. And we haven't even got, our studs back, the leader of the Adams family. You bet.
Exactly. Okay, we're missing pieces, and we're missing really the spark plug that's going to ignite this engine on the defense. And that, as we both know, is number 3, the head of the Adams family, one Jamal Adams. And a healthy Jamal Adams wreaks havoc.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, because he plays in all kinds of variations on the defensive side of the ball. And the bottom line is we've also got our newly acquired, and this goes to show you the savvy of Pete Carroll and John Snyder, for Cincinnati to jettison a very unhappy Carlos Dunlap off and send him here where he is hungry, excited, wishes the 12s were in the stands, and is anxious to get after some quarterbacks, the likes of which we haven't seen, well, except Jadeveon Clowney in the one game that he played his ass off against the 49ers down there when we knocked him from the unbeaten ranks. Okay? And speaking of Clowney, no sacks. All right?
Bust.
Big bust, unfortunately. And, they signed him for $12 million, and we both really wanted him. I know I really thought that we needed him because I thought this guy is a disruptive force. And that's what we need. We need some disruption. We need some push up front. But you know what? If you look at Carlos Dunlap's 2019 tape, and I don't know what he did to get in the doghouse with the new defensive coordinator there in Cincinnati, but welcome to Seattle, Carlos Dunlap. We love it, brother, because we know you are here and you're hungry and you are anxious to prove that you belong and that you are part of a team that perhaps this year, in fact, could be a special team of destiny. Stay tuned.
I'm just thrilled that we can open up this episode of Lockdown Sports talking about our defense in positive terms for a change, because it was nothing but positive on Sunday. You want to talk, we talk about Clowney being the bust. This just goes to how good, there's no more second guessing Pete and John Schneider on this team. That front office, they are smarter than we all are. They know what's going on. Look who's another unsung hero on the defense. DK Reed played his first game for the Seahawks, had an interception, couple of tackles, couple of hurries, huge game against his old team, the 49ers. And here's why we're so lucky to have this front office on this team. Last August, DK Reed, who was a starting safety for the Niners, he tore his pectoral, and they figured they weren't ready to make a commitment to him long term. And then with the injury, they put him on waivers. Seahawks scooped him up, set him down, let him heal up because they had tape on him. John Schneider told Pete, I've had my eye on this guy. When he became available, it was a no-brainer. And, boy, that's looking like another genius move right there, isn't it?
Oh, big time, big time. Fortifying the back end of that defense, which we so need, minus Jamal Adams.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said, he's the spark plug. He's the engine that's going to start this whole thing up. And I will just say this, as we both know, it's edge of the seat every Sunday. This is pretty much a predetermined thing. It was nice to have a break, except, well, okay, it got a little bit dicey in the fourth quarter with Mullins coming in and doing what he did against, a suddenly soft.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that letdown. We had held them to I think 130 yards and 1 touchdown by the time we went into the fourth quarter. Yeah, and kind of hard to maintain your intensity, and so it was garbage time as far as I'm concerned. Although it did look a little bit like the defense of the past few games, just getting gashed in the middle. But the fact of the matter is, they are coming together, and we're getting Raheem Green back, Adams. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm excited. And we had some big stops. Defense played lights out. I couldn't be happier for them. And
and listen, by the way,
package. Yeah.
Listen. By the way, before I forget, let us not discount the possible emergence of Snacks in terms of pressure up front. Really stopping the run. Really is a stopgap guy on stopping the run. Not to mention spell and read, okay, so that they can rotate. If they've got the flexibility to rotate guys in and out, keeping guys fresh, that's going to make it extremely difficult on another team's offense.
Oh, yeah, and the rookie Alden Robinson got himself a sack. He's just playing a little bit better each week, and so kudos all around to that defense. They played hungry. They played mean. And, Sean Connery passed away this week, and I just wanted a little tip of the hat to Sean. And I'll tell you what, this little clip kind of summed up what we did to the Niners.
Here's how you get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue.
Except we sent 2 of their boys to the morgue. Kittle and Garoppolo, gone. Niners got to face Green Bay Thursday. They're not even in the discussion in the NFC West anymore. They're in the basement for the rest of the season. Let's move on and talk about some other teams, but we're done with the Niners. We bitch slapped them.
Yeah, unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, we did, man. We did. And it's nice to see Russell Wilson once again in terms of the last game he played with the 3 interceptions, putting all of that in the rearview mirror. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Played with the usual confidence and poise. And by the way, did you check out that this brother spends $1 million a year, a la LeBron James, on his body, has 2, not 1, 2 hyperbolic chambers, a chef, 1 or 2 personal trainers. He said he wants to play until he's 45. And when you look south to Tampa Bay and how Tom Brady is performing,
oh, yeah,
I believe it's very possible.
Well, Russell hasn't suffered the injuries that Brady. Brady's had a couple knee surgeries and whatnot, and Russell's remained that kind of injury-free. And there's no – and, it's funny you mentioned that. $1 million a year, my God, he's got – like you said, he's got everything. He's got masseuses, and we're talking about, like, therapeutic masseuses, as opposed to the kind that Robert Kraft likes to, get under. But, once again – we're singing the praises of the defense, but we can't overlook the MVP again, who had just another incredible 4 TDs for Russ. He's 1 touchdown. He was 1 touchdown short of Tom Brady for most through 7 games in NFL history.
Yeah.
I love this stat. Dig this. Our Russ joins Dan Marino and Peyton Manning as the only players in NFL history to throw for at least 250 touchdowns in their first 9 seasons.
Come on, man.
We're not talking about Brady. We're not talking about Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers, baby. It's Marino, Manning, and Russell Wilson. Boy, that is some good company.
That is very, very esteemed company, man.
It is.
Hall of Famers, and we both know where he's headed once he finishes wrapping things up and hangs those cleats up at age 46. Wow. That's
so,
I don't want to figure –
this team just continues. The ceiling isn't even in sight for how good this team is going to be right now. DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett tied for the best duo in the NFL with 7 touchdowns each. And what can you say about DK Metcalf? $161, 12 catches, 2 touchdowns. This guy single-handedly tore the 49er defense apart. And, you know, you look at him, you look at the way he moves, look at these plays he made, the speed he's got, the physicality. And what is jaw-dropping for me is this kid is only 22 years old. Let that sink in for a minute. He's 22.
Yeah. And as we both know, is only going to get better.
Oh, my God.
Okay, Russell Wilson praises his work ethic, that whole old school work ethic. And I guess he and Russell Wilson spent time in Mexico last summer.
Oh, yeah.
And they worked out again. And I'm sure that they were down there throwing that long ball that he catches all the time.
Oh, their timing is so impeccable. You look on some of the plays we're watching here of him throwing to DK, and that ball's in the air before DK's even close to coming out of his move. You know, the big knock on him was they thought he wasn't a good route runner. You know, he had a poor cone time in the thing, and I tell you, 8 GMs right now are pulling their hair out going, I will never take the cone result in the combine again.
Yeah,
oh, my God. And, you know, Jerry Jones, he's staying up at night spitting up blood thinking about that bum. I can't even remember the name of the guy he drafted before Metcalf, but he's not even on the team anymore. But once again, Pete and John, they are the best front office in the NFL, bar none. Look at, every week it seems this season we've pulled another player off the practice squad, stuck him into the defense, and they've produced. I mean, it's phenomenal. It really is.
Yeah. Oh, listen, as we both know, there's room in the rotation for Ryan Neal, number 25. He's proved himself, as you know.
Absolutely.
Okay, in the absence of Jamal Adams, he's proved himself. And obviously, this guy we were just talking about from the 49ers, okay, Reed.
DK Reed.
Unbelievable. Okay, these are additions. Oh. This is bonuses. And like I said, you add snacks. You bring in Dunlap. You've got the spark plug that starts the whole engine up, Jamal Adams. And let's just see what happens once this defense begins to coalesce, because we don't have to be the best defense in the NFL. But you know what I'm thinking? If we're somewhere between 15, 16, or 17 in the NFL with the number 1 offense, think about it. Who really is going to beat us when it counts?
We're going to be good to go. We are going to be good to go.
When it counts, who's really going to beat us? Because that defense is going to have some teeth with these new additions. And I promise you, we're going to see a different Seattle Seahawks defense, man. And if I've got egg on my face at the next Lockdown Sports segment, Jeff Young, I guess I'll come up with a big old yoke right there on my forehead. I'll wear it. But I just don't think so, man.
No.
We got a tough game in Buffalo, but the weather's supposed to be cool. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we're going up against the young quarterback. And I don't care what you say. We're going to pressure him. We blitzed I think the stats show we blitzed the Niners more than we have since like 2016. And
really?
I would say that's something we want to look forward going into Buffalo, man. Let's chase that big, tall youngster out of the pocket and see what he can do on the run. But I like our chances. And, we're going to be coming back. We're getting players back, man. They're going to be healthy. We don't know if Chris Carson's going to be ready to go yet on that foot, but, word is Penny is going to be ready to come off IR pretty soon, and that's going to give us a fresh set of legs going into the playoff run.
A fresh and speedy set of legs, by the way.
And let's big tip of the cap to our rookie running back, DJ Dallas. Had a receiving and a rushing touchdown. The numbers weren't gaudy, but, man, he was solid, didn't turn the ball over, and really contributed to this win. And, boy, nice to know we've got that in our back pocket if we need it as a third.
Big time, man. Yet another unsung hero. Down literally to one running back. They brought Homer in a couple of times just kind of as a decoy. Remember that?
Yeah, but we basically had just one. It was him.
We just had one running back. And that was Dallas, and that was it, period. They came to play Sunday. They came to play, and when they come to play, and especially on the defensive side of the ball, we're a fun team to watch. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We're 6-1. We haven't even played our best ball yet. The sky is the limit. Boy, the rest of this season, second half of this season is going to be big fun.
Come on, man.
Big fun. Like I said, all hands on deck. We get all hands on deck. We're a tough matchup against anybody.
Oh, yeah.
I like our chances.
I do, too. So, Seahawks are in the driver's seat. Got to be feeling good about that. boneheaded play of the week. I don't know if you caught this game, but the Bears wide receiver Javon Wims was suspended for 2 games for going off and punching the Saints DB. First of all, this guy he's not playing with a full deck, because you punching somebody as hard as you can and they're in their helmet, you're going to break your hand. You're not going to cause any damage to them. Yeah. It was just ridiculous. And you know what was so funny? He looked at the clip, he kind of walks over, taps him on the shoulder, waits for him to turn around, and then hauls off and throws a punch.
Yeah.
So maybe he's going to need 2 games suspension for that those swollen knuckles to heal up, because I guarantee he got the worst out of that. That's a rookie move.
There's no question. There's no question. Big time rookie move. You know what? Before I forget, man, let me throw this in. We were talking about Megatron 2.0, DK Metcalf. He's getting high praise from all over the sports world. And I just wanted to point out one in particular, big fan of DK Metcalf, and that would be the great LeBron James.
Oh, yeah.
Who has nicknamed DK Metcalf Baby Braun. And what I love about that action, and of course it was flattered and went right back to him on Twitter, and they went back and forth, I'm sure. Many kudos, much respect between these 2 great athletes. But what I like about it is LeBron is entering the twilight of his career. I know for a long time that one of his long-range goals is an NBA franchise. He and Dwayne Wade have the same shared vision, as, by the way, does Kevin Garnett. And I would love to see those 3 brothers form a triangle and bring the Supersonics back to Seattle, because D. Wade has mentioned specifically a basketball franchise in Seattle, and I would love to see that happen.
Oh, okay. Would that be amazing?
Well, and you know what? DK Metcalf connection is sweet, because guess what? Imagine those 2 guys hanging out in Seattle. Okay?
Oh, without a doubt, man. And you know, when you've been crowned Baby Braun by the GOAT, that's high praise. And you know, speaking of that, would be so exciting. Can you imagine just the celebrity buzz around the Sonics if we got that franchise back with those superstars in ownership? And don't forget, another person who's really involved in team ownership is Russell. And I have no doubt he would be part of bringing the Sonics back here. So that would be so exciting. And we need.
Oh man, come on.
We need.
And you know, they're getting this climate change arena together. It's getting there.
Oh yeah.
My good friend Joe Brotherson's company is responsible for painting the ceiling in that bad boy, by the way.
Oh, right on.
So perhaps man. Yeah. Good. And you know, Joe, you met Joe.
Good.
So
good man. Things happening on this post-election day when things are crazy. We got
some MVP. We got some MVP talk. We've got some Golden Glove Mariners, by the way.
I just wanted to end the show on a positive note to our other professional sports team in Seattle, the Mariners. Kyle Lewis named AL Rookie of the Year finalist. You called that in an earlier lockdown. He's had a phenomenal year, and he's a finalist for the rookie. And then a couple of our Mariners picked up their first Golden Gloves.
Indeed. First baseman Evan White, who is special, as you know.
Oh, yeah.
And his bat is finally catching up with his glove, which means he's going to be a power and a force. He's got sweet glove. And then, of course, our shortstop, man, Crawford, Jamal Crawford, who is special as well.
Well, so, you know.
So we had 2.
Go ahead.
No, we had 2 infielders, both with Golden Gloves. And we also know Kyle Lewis made some home runs, defeating home run snatching catches during the season as well.
Yeah.
Okay. He's got his own highlight film from the season.
Yes, he does. And I don't know if you read this the other day, but I think Tommy La Russa is going to come back and manage. And in the same article, they said, hey, man, how about Lou Piniella coming back? Because, you know, he's got to be tired of sitting there at the book club drinking that boxed wine at Shag. I say, let's get it back in the Mariner dugout.
Don't worry about it, Gilly. I'll handle this. As you can see, I've got a lot of experience doing this.
Yeah, instead of pitching Shag, he can shag some balls.
Exactly, man. Exactly.
Bring back Lou.
I love it, man. That would be great.
Still moving, he's gonna go! Are you kidding me? Holy cat me!